Hello Libra! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Awaken Tarot. Website on the back here is myryve.com. There is a creative director. It's in the book, but it's stuck in the box. So that person's name is Sally Willems, Willms. If you go to the website, though, I'm pretty confident you'll find that person's name. I haven't been on that website, but I'm guessing that you will. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Illustrated by Jesse Reish. Website at the bottom there is hayhouse.com. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want any of that information. Whew. All right. You got a jumper and then this other... Okay, we'll see what happens. You got some jumpers, which when I get jumpers... It's kind of like stuff that needs to be said, or stuff like it's very important to the reading. It's kind of like, don't miss this, don't walk past this. Make sure you highlight this part. So the situation, I'm gonna flip the jumpers. You got the Nine of Swords, which is stress, and the other jumper is the Three of Cups. Okay, so the situation I feel like is very important to you. How does the stress come in for you? To me, it's a stagnant energy. Somebody... The stress in this situation, and I get the Three of Cups, like it's somebody you normally get along with. But if they're in a mood where they're not going to participate, or they're not going to do this, or they don't want to hear it. I feel like when they really shut down and they don't want to hear it, I feel like it's 10 times harder than usual to get along with them. And I realize that a lot of times they will do things to the contrary and then take your advice later, and it becomes a mess. It becomes stressful, kind of like when they don't want to hear it, it's really hard to do anything with them. And I feel like you try to be more distant, I want to say, with this connection. It feels kind of like it's hard to maneuver, because this is something where you try to make it work out right, but it doesn't seem to work well. Something that works today with dealing with this person won't work tomorrow, and it's hard to really navigate it. It's really a hard situation to navigate, whoever this is or whatever this situation is. It's very hard to navigate. For some people, I feel like you're dealing with a trucker, and I don't know why that's coming through, but I feel like some days they're really nice and they just go along. Some days they'll just ignore you. Other days they're just really crotchety. I don't know why I'm seeing a trucker. That's what I'm seeing. You try to roll with it. You also try to be very optimistic with this situation. The magician with the Fool is kind of like, you don't know the situation as much as you think, is what I'm also getting. What exactly... Okay, so can we get a little bit more about that? That's interesting. Because Libra's pretty smart, and I feel like Libra's fairly good at reading people, so... Nine of Cups and the Hierophant. You're looking for a pattern here. Whatever you think you know about this person, I'm getting you really don't. Keep that in mind. There could be something here. There's something going on. Whatever you think their motivations are, I keep getting that that's not really what's going on here. This person is very good at being elusive, whoever it is. I'm also getting that I keep seeing this trucker. I just keep seeing this trucker. And I feel like there's certain stereotypes with that type of person. That I feel like this person, on the outside, they look like they fit, but they don't. For example, I feel like this person is very intelligent and very well read, but very careful. They're very, like, they keep a lot of things to themselves. it's kind of like you can't, it's kind of like warning you that it's something that you already know. You can't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes people are understanding how people look at them, and if it's easier for them, they will come across that way just so people don't bother them. Like this person, I keep getting like a highly intelligent person that doesn't want people to know that, and will play along like it's kind of like I've known a lot of people who they do stuff like they work on their the mechanics or whatever, and they're actually quite smart. But I've known a few that like they play it off like they're not, and for whatever reason they decide that's the correct way to do it. It's kind of like not to judge a book by its cover, but in this situation you may not be realizing that you're doing it. So they're trying to give you a heads up about that. This person does mean something to you, and you do seem to care about what happens with them. But I feel like I can't seem to get in. I feel like they're in a pattern. They're doing what they do. I can't make a difference there, so I feel like I'm avoiding them. That's not the best way to go with this. That's not the best way to go with this, is what they're saying. Okay, keep going. We're going to keep going. This is an interesting one. Knight of Fire reversed and the Lover's card, half in, half out. You also got the Lover's card here coming up. Sometimes this person does get along with you, and it comes out of nowhere. This person does have a random energy about them. I think this person actually likes you. Especially when I put it behind this card. I feel like they don't want you to know that they like you. Now, like is like subjective. I'm not saying they have romantic feelings, because they might connect with you they just care about what happens to you. I've had people like that in my life where I have no romantic connection to them, but I just like them. I like being around them, which sometimes confuses people, because I've had people in my life where they think there's something romantic, and I'm like, no, there's not. I just like you as a person. I don't know why, but that seems to happen. I have been accused of being flirty, and I'm like, I'm not trying to be. It's just my personality. This energy, this person, I feel like they do stuff for you behind the scenes, and you don't realize that. This person is intelligent. They're very good at being covert. I feel like somebody might be putting in a good word. This person might be putting in a good word for you, and you don't even realize it, which is very interesting, because again, I feel like Libra picks up on a lot of that stuff. So something really good is coming forward for you because of them. This is somebody I do feel like they stress you, but they do care about you, and they do look out for you. Doesn't have to mean there's anything romantic there. There might be some confusion with that too. Just fair notice. This person is who they are. They're in a certain place in life, and that's where they want to stay. This person reminds me of they compartmentalize. So for example, I know people who at work, this is all I share at work, this is all that happens at work. Outside of work, they're a lot more fun, and they've got a lot more randomness. I don't know how to explain this other than, I know people who at work, they're very regimented, and this is how it goes, and they do the same thing. And then outside of work, in their personal life, they're completely random, and it's just, sometimes it blows my mind how different people can be in different situations. There's people like that, though. I kind of thought that was interesting, because when I've seen it, I'm just when people compartmentalize in certain ways, and there's such a contrast about the two different people they can be. It's just that it kind of blows my mind sometimes. But I get this person has a certain etiquette at work, and this is how they are. Even though I say etiquette, I'm not saying fine dining etiquette, but they have a certain way they act at work, and that's how they do things. Some people come off gruff at work because they don't want people to bother them, and they're if they think I'm difficult, they leave me alone, and that's what I want. That's how they act. But they might be really nice in other social such situations. I feel like this is one of those people. Especially when I see the Hierophant with the energy. They want to be seen a certain way at work. They want to be seen a certain way at home, and they don't mix the two. This person, there's a lot more dimension to this person than they allow you to see, and they don't want people to see it. I feel like it's maybe, again, if this is somebody you work with, they block things. I have seen this inside family dynamics before too, just to be fair, because it's wherever you're seeing it come in, and I got a hiccup there, so this might be. It's kind of like with their friends, with people with their friends and their social groups, they're more of who they actually want to be, who they actually are. When it comes to family, they play a different role. For whatever reason, they find that that's necessary. Again, this is a person that they're trying to give you a heads up. There's a lot more dimensions to this person than you see. And this person actually does like you. The trick is, if you could find out what they want, this person can be an even stronger asset for you. I feel like this person has more sway than people even give them credit for. They know when to say what to say. They know where to put in their 2 cents. I do feel like this person affects people because when they say something and they mean it, people do listen to them. I just feel like most of the time they don't want that effect. Most of the time they walk away from it. So when they actually do come forward, people do seem to notice, and you might be included in that. Alright, so it's the 18, the moon card, half in, half out. The 2 of, what is that, fire? 2 of fire, half in, half out, okay. So this person, I do feel like you're going to notice that they did, I don't know, you might figure it out, you're Libra. You might figure out this person put in a good word for you, this person helped you out a little bit. If you do, they're going to disappear again. They're going to be on good terms, and I feel like you're going to realize that they were nice to you, but then they're going to disappear again, however that means. And it could be just like they might be physically there, but emotionally they're just shutting off again, and they're not talking to you again. It's weird because I feel like I can't really communicate with them again because I get that 7 of Swords in like a communication sense, like they're not communicating again. But I feel like you're on good terms with them because you know that they actually do value you, which is nice, but weird at the same time. Whatever this person is, whoever they are, if you can figure out what they want from this situation, like if they just don't want certain stresses, for example, like at work, I just don't want management to bother me, I just want to do my own job, and I just want to be left alone, I have my process, I just want to do what I need to do, and I just don't want to be bothered by these other people. I've known a lot of people like that, like, management is there, and they have whatever they have to do, but the less I see them, the less I have to hear their voice, the happier I am. I just want to do my job, I'll do it right, and just leave me alone. I feel like there's a lot of people like that out there, kind of like, management is nice, it's all fine and dandy, but the less I see them, the happier I am. And they might be one of those people. If you can figure more out about that, I feel like they get stronger and you're going to get a better connection from them. Especially if you figure out what it is and you work it to their advantage, the more you can. This person's just going to do that much more for you when they can. This is just kind of like that pop-up asset, like, I didn't know I needed that help until they put out something for me, or like maybe they saw a fire starting going towards you, then they redirect it to keep it from coming towards you too closely. You know what I mean? This is an advantage person. But it seems very, especially these two together, just randomly, it's just like a random benefit that you didn't even realize was going to happen. You didn't realize that was an option. Like somebody just saying something to your benefit when things are getting rough. Somebody looking out, like it's almost like, somebody making sure you're included in lunch when you didn't think you were going to have lunch that day. Little things like that. But once in a while, kind of like somebody who's like, oh, the boss is angry with you and they think you did something that you didn't. And this person like saying, well, no, I don't think Libra did that because I saw this and that. And by the way, this is how Libra usually does it, so this is what I'm thinking. Somebody like putting out a fire before it really comes to you. Like, before you think Libra did something bad, I don't think they did, and this is why. This person might also pop in at that level once in a great while. It's just random benefits from this person, which could be very, very helpful. It's all about realizing what this person really wants. You can't acknowledge what you see behind the mask, but once you see it, you get an advantage. The authenticity is more about you seeing what they really want and what they really need from the situation. The more you work with it, the more of an ally this person is, but very, like, they don't want you to know that they're an ally, so keep that in mind as well. They don't want you to see them as an ally. They just want to be helpful when they feel like they want to. Like, if they feel like if you see them as an ally, that there's certain expectations with that, and they don't want that. But if you don't realize that they're an ally and they don't realize you know that, it just goes more to your benefit. Does that make sense? For some reason, I feel like this is extremely advantageous for Libra. It's good to have assets that just produce benefit every now and then, even when you didn't realize you needed it. It just makes everything easier for you. It just makes the situation more smooth for you. And the more people you have like this around you, the better, not for nothing. But it's always good to have people like this just kind of tucked away. Just, you don't know when they're going to pop up, but as long as when they do pop up, it's going to your favor, why not? Why not? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.